I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. Bunnell City Commissioners met in a special meeting Monday to discuss an investigation by the Federal Department of Justice. John Arking reports.
The investigation concerned a complaint filed earlier this year over zoning restrictions that forced the closure of the county's sole cold weather shelter. At the meeting, a compromise was forged in which commissioners voted unanimously to delay enforcement of the restrictions, while volunteers from the Sheltering Tree, which operated out of the First United Methodist Church, pledged to try and reduce visibility of shelter guests in the surrounding community. That was one of the issues that led to the restrictions. The DOJ complaint was filed in July by a shelter board member after the commission denied an appeal of a previous vote by the city's Planning, Zoning, and Appeals Board that refused a special exemption needed by the shelter to continue operations. Monday's vote prevents the shelter's shutdown while the investigation proceeds. The complaint alleged the city's decision violated a federal anti-religious discrimination law known as the Religious Land Use and Institutionalized Persons Act. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arking.
This portion of Flagler's Morning News brought to you by the Daytona Beach International Airport, Delta Airlines nonstop to Atlanta, and now nonstop service to New York City via American Airlines.
I don't think anything I've done is going to slow anything down right now.
ICI Homes' expansion in Plantation Bay gets the green light from Flagler County Commissioners, but it wasn't smooth sailing. Commissioner Dave Sullivan was critical of part of the request for the preliminary plat.
In that, there's an item that says no final plat approval to occur until extension, potable water, and sanitary sewers installed and approved by the county as the utility provider. Given the problems we've had with the plantation water system in general over the last 10 years, my feeling was, rather than wait on that, I'd like to get a little more certainty that that capability will be there before I'm willing to find that second step, which approves the actual buildings and things like that.
But the latest plans for the community were approved in a vote 3-2 with Commissioners Sullivan and Charlie Erickson voting no. The plan for the property along the county line includes 132 single-family homes with 4 units per building. Veterans Day in Palm Coast will be a chance to meet people cut from a different cloth. With more, here's Tony Magoo.
This Veterans Day is special in Palm Coast. The city is hosting its first ever free barbecue for our local heroes. It's an event designed to celebrate their bravery, sacrifices, and accomplishments. Mayor Melissa Holland said, "I've always been incredibly appreciative of the sacrifice our veterans have made to protect our freedom." The Palm Coast Veterans Day celebration on November 11th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Central Park in Town Center is located at 975 Central Avenue. They encourage those interested in attending to register by either calling Parks and Rec at 986-2323 or visiting the Palm Coast Community Center on Palm Coast Parkway. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
Sue Reese with the Flagler County Health Department says,
Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
She said that of the 56 cases throughout the state that contracted hepatitis A last week, 80% went to the hospital. She said the hospital stay alone should make you want not to get Hep A.
You will stay there at about the cost of about $80,000 for about 4 or 5 days, and you will be miserable while you are there. And when you go home, you're going to be miserable for anywhere from 2 to 6 months.
Reese said that there is no cure for hepatitis A, so wash your hands to keep yourself and everybody else from getting it. The entire interview is on the Free for All Friday podcast. If you download the Flagler radio app, you'll find the pod there. Tomorrow, instructions on hand washing. Yes, instructions from Sue Reese. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.